Light in the Dark is the movie I'm reviewing today. This movie is on Iyke TV. So yes, if you don't know, Iyke has his own YouTube channel, and this is actually the third movie I've seen on his channel. Yes, and this is the first movie I'm reviewing of him as well. So yeah, if you don't know, now you know, guys. Yes, Iyke has his own YouTube channel. So let's get into a quick recap of this movie, Light in the Dark. Now, this movie basically talks about a man who has refused to get married, refused to fall in love, refused to have a kid, but because of the father and their legacy, he decided to go for a surrogate. Now, he ended up falling in love with the surrogate. Basically, that's what this movie is about. Yep. What I like about this movie is the acting. That's the characters of this movie. Iyke, obviously you guys know he's going to bring in his A game. I was so shocked. Oh my goodness. Why should I even be shocked? This is his movie, so if he doesn't do his best, then he's not going to, get the cash or, basically influence people to watch his movie. So yeah, he did so well. I mean, he was the main character. He didn't want to get married. So imagine Iyke acting a character that he despises, or that makes him Iyke. When he hates women in movies, you know how he behaved towards them. Exactly, that is what he did here. The way he was so mean. Well, was he mean? Well, yeah, he was mean towards Prisma. And there was this scene where he stamped. My goodness, he really actually laid his hands on Prisma, and it was so real. I was like, my goodness, is this not too much for just an act? Yeah, that was how real his acting was in this movie, and that is something that I really like so much. Iyke was fantastic. He was speaking Igbo at a point, and I'm like, okay. And they were actually, interpreting it as well. So that is something that I like. For those of us or those of you who do not understand the language, when they are being spoken, I like it when they interpret it as well. So that is something that I like. Iyke was fantastic. How can I forget Prisma James? I just found out that Prisma James is from Cameroon, just like Shanze Okawa. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Yes, so I'm like, wait, no wonder they do have the same, eye structure or eyeball structure. Yes, so Prisma James is from Cameroon. She's not a Nigerian. Wow. Anywho, let's get into it. Her character here was the surrogate mother. She pulled it through. The way she was actually facing Iyke squarely, it's like, you know what, I just need this money. It's not as if I need the money like that, but just because I need the money doesn't mean you treat me badly. I mean, she, in terms of fighting, argument, and interaction, she did really well, and they didn't want to make it look like she was desperate for the money. She has her own right to live her life, even though she found herself in this situation. So she nailed it. I enjoyed her character as well. Then I want to appreciate the PA. The guy was just relaxed in his role. The guy was not timid. The guy who played Iyke's PA or Iyke assistant. He played that role so well. You even think he was the friend to Iyke, or should I say supporting cast to Iyke. He was just an assistant / friend, something like that, because he was super close to Iyke. I like the way he acted, because sometimes when people are PA, when they are delivering their lines, they are holding back. They do as if they are reading lines or they are reading news, And that was not the case here. He was relaxed in delivering his line. When he was even having conversation with Prisma, he was as if he knew Prisma or they were friends. Like, sometimes acting comes natural to some people, and I think this guy might be one of those people. I like his role so much. Yeah, so the three characters that I really like, Jim, Prisma, and then the PA. Those characters, I like what they did in this movie. Another thing I like about this movie is costume. Yeah, you guys know that Jim Mike does not play with his looks, especially his outfit. I mean, it shows in his movie. You know, I told you I just watched 3 of his movies. Yeah, costume for Prisma was on point. I mean, if you know Prisma, you know she has low cut and she can switch with wig, braids, everything. And that is exactly what she did here. She was not having only one look. She was having braids, wig, and not just wig. We have the wave, like every wig you can think of, like every scene with a different look that she's portrayed, pertaining what she's acting. If she's acting like the father-in-law is not in, she needed to just look herself. She was down cut, low cut, or however you call it. I loved the costume, and she was looking good, bad, pertaining the scene that she was acting again. Costume wise was really good. Jim Mike looked really good, the father on point. Yeah, I like what each and every one of them. Of course, the domestic staff, they had their own uniform which was fitting. That is something that I really like about this movie. Finally, what I like is location. I've not seen this house before in YouTube movies. I don't think I have, and that is something that I like. It's like, it's shocking. I'm like, okay, so producer can actually outsource location like houses for their movies, because I don't know if I've said this before, but I got tired seeing, and he hasn't used that house since I complained. I'm like, okay, you can actually change the location, like, come on. So yeah, I love the location. The office is quite small, but at least it's different from the usual office scene that we always know for YouTube movies. So I like that as well. And outside shooting, I appreciate. So location for YouTube standard, I like it. Those are the things I like about this movie. Moving on to what I do not like about this movie. Now, the storyline. This is not a new storyline. We've seen it countless times on YouTube space. It's like one of those storylines that producers have over explored. So yes, now the plots will always come in with how the characters pull or interpret it or make you enjoy what they're acting. So what I'm just saying is that, you know, the surrogate storyline is quite explored, and you know, you might look at it and say, oh, it's quite boring. So that's something I do not like. Despite how, you know, good the characters were, the storyline, the main idea of the storyline itself is boring. We've seen it 1,000 times, so yeah. Now, another thing that I don't like about this movie is how James' character was exploited. She was supposed to be desperate or in need of the money, which obviously she is. That's why she is a surrogate mother. But she was again acting like she didn't need the money, which again she was acting or asking for more discount when the negotiation was going on. So which one is it? Do you want the money? Do you want to be a surrogate mother, which obviously you are already, or not? Like, it was confusing at a point. Like, they were making her as if it is only Jim Mike that needed the help, you know, and that was confusing. So that's something I did not like about this movie. 2 things I don't like about this movie is, the first one, I want to talk about how the kicking of Prisma. I really hope she was not hurt after that scene. I'm like, oh, that was so real. Jim Mike, calm down, guy. Yeah, that scene was so real. I was scared for Prisma, basically, so that was something I did not like. My heart skipped. I was like, what if she actually fell, and I was like, what? Didn't her head hit the bed or something? Yeah, I was scared for Prisma, so that's something that I do not like. Despite how I want them to act and make us connect with their character, don't be hurting people on set because you want to make it real. I beg. We want them to be alive so that we can see them in other productions. Last thing is how this movie is long. Jim Mike, my darling, Jim Mike, please make your movie short. Data is expensive, okay, please. I mean, is long. This was due to how the scenes dialogue were delayed, especially scenes with the father. Some of the scenes were totally unnecessary. They were just repeating because the father would just come and say, "Won't you marry?" The father would come and say, "Oh, this is your girlfriend, be fiance." The father would still come and say, "Oh, how are you do?" Like that was it. I was just This movie could have been 1 hour 40 minutes or even 30 minutes. Trust me, the scenes were just prolonged with their unnecessary dialogues. So yeah, pretty much those are the things I do not like about this movie. Rating it, since this is the first movie I'm reviewing of Jamaica, I'm going to give it 4/10 because you've seen the storyline before. This rating is just purely biased, also based on how good Prisma and of course Jamaica was in this movie. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next movie review.